Hi, this is Robert Naini, your spray foam advisor. So you and I both know that spray foam insulation is a technical application that requires expensive equipment that should be managed by trained, experienced, and skilled professionals, right? So employees of all spray foam companies should have complete training before they work with any materials, whether it's processing or they're working with the equipment or even handling and moving materials around a shop. They really need to be aware of what's going on. And there's a lot of resources available in the industry. There's training and continuous education from a lot of different sources out there, and you can often find some of this. Your workers, other companies can find sources like OSHA's 10-hour and 30-hour education courses. You know, your SPF manufacturer probably has some form of product training that your personnel can go through. Of course, there's CPI's health and safety training program that is free. And then SPFA's installer accreditation program is fantastic, and I highly recommend it to everyone out there. Of course, we also have continuous information here available at Spray Foam Advisor, sprayfoamadvisor.com. You can use this as a reference and refer your employees and other personnel and even your competitors in the local market to resources like these. It's very important from a safety standpoint that you be familiar with the products and aware of some of the key issues related to these materials to help mitigate and prevent potential risks in the field. So that's what we're going to talk about now. Let's talk about some aspects of safety as it's related to spray foam insulation. So I want to talk about proper handling of component chemicals. Employees definitely should review the manufacturer safety data sheet, the SDSs, for detailed information about these materials. This includes the SDS for the ISO, the resin, and of course the finished foam. Ultimately, the employee should read and understand the entire SDS because it contains some very important information like the chemical constituents, potential health effects, the appropriate PPE associated with the products, first aid recommendations, and then of course the storage, handling, and transportation and disposal guidelines for these products. OSHA does require SDSs to be readily accessible on the job site, so maintaining some type of document binder is a typical best practice used in the spray foam insulation industry. And ultimately, just be aware of good industry guidance and training methodologies and what the SDSs say and talk about when it comes to specific material attributes and how to work with those materials. It's going to be detailed in the SDSs. It's very important for your team to be aware of that and to know where those documents are and how to locate that information. While it should be located in the SDSs, it's important to take special note of any recommended storage temperatures of the products from the manufacturer themselves. Like I said, it should be in the SDSs. It's important that you're storing the materials at the right temperature so you don't have any failures in your application process due to temperature storage concerns. Ultimately, general chemical drums should be stored in a secured, cool area away from direct sunlight and excessive heat. And you want to, especially with MDI, you want to limit the risk of contact with water and other components like acids and caustics, and there will be more information in the SDSs about that as well. Water does react with MDI with isocyanate and releases carbon dioxide, which can create pressure inside of a drum. So you want to be very cautious about what type of moisture in the air or liquid water gets inside of those ISO drums. And then ultimately, when it comes to disposal, cured foam is not considered hazardous waste and can be disposed of in typical garbage. Make sure that you're following the proper local procedures for drum disposal. So you're going to be, typically looking to, make sure you're in line with legal, federal, state, and local requirements. There will be some guidance on the SDSs to some degree. You can also check with your manufacturer. You may also be able to look to local metal recyclers in the area. They may be able to give you guidance for a good way to dispose of your metal drums. And a final word on safety, OSHA requires a hazard communication standard. Employers are required to have a written hazard communication program in place, including labeling, SDSs, employee training. And a final word on safety, OSHA requires a hazard communication standard. So they say that employers are required to have a written hazard communication program in place, including labeling, SDSs, and employee training. The two most common labeling systems are the HMIS, the Hazard Material Identification System, and NFPA, the National Fire Protection Association. So this has been a general look of the world of safety as it applies to spray foam insulation. Of course, you have additional resources out there from OSHA, from CPI, from SPFA, and of course here at sprayfoamadvisor.com. Make sure that you're looking into the requirements and details for whatever process you're dealing with, and that your employees are properly trained when they're working with chemicals like this, because there are hazards and it's important to minimize accidents and make sure that the overall industry is growing without having significant risk out there for everyone. So this has been Robert Naini with Spray Foam Advisor. Thanks for checking us out. Catch us on some more videos. I love questions. Anyone out there, feel free to shoot in a question. I'll give you an email address right here for any questions you have. Send them to questions@sprayfoamadvisor.com. sprayfoamadvisorsingular.com. So questions@sprayfoamadvisor.com. Go ahead and send those questions in. I'll get to as many of them as I can, and I'll try to incorporate a select few into some of my weekly videos. And of course, if you like this video, go ahead and subscribe to the blog if you haven't already done that. Find us on YouTube and like and follow us there. And check us out on LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Find us on all of your favorite social media sites, and you can keep up with the words of wisdom coming out of Spray Foam Advisor. Thank you very much for joining us. I appreciate it. We'll catch you on some more videos. Take care.